Hi guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name's Norma. This is my channel. And today I'm here to update. I think my last video was the car video talking about how I was feeling. I'm feeling a little bit better because I am in a different place mentally. And sure, that might be temporary. I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks I'll be looking all sad again. But for now, we're just enjoying feeling better. I talked to, and this, I don't care what anybody says, I'm of the mind of talk to your people. Like, I hate the whole, like, keep your stuff private and da-da-da. Not my style. If it's your style, you know what, cool. Sorry for the condescendingness that I just did. If it's how you like to be, it's how you like to be, it's cool. I got no problem. I got no problems. I talk to my people. I don't know why my voice sounded like that this whole time. I'm sick and like I feel like my ranges. I'm like, and anyways, back to my normal voice, which still sounds kind of sick and manly. But I talked to my friends, I talked to my cousins, I talked to my friend here. Like, I talked to friends and family. What the fuck am I saying? I talked to my friends and family. I felt so much better, just processing like the emotions I was dealing with and what it meant and what I needed to do to get to a happy place again. And I mean, I'm feeling better, and I've realized like what's most important is like my mental space, my kids' mental space, my fiance's mental space. And I just want to get on here and really share like how I've realized that we have to stop living for other people. And honestly, I think just our generation in general, with our parents' generation and what they had to grow up dealing with, I feel like we grew up where there are expectations, like, and certain place you're supposed to be in life at certain points in your life, and things that they want to see from you. And the thing is, which I hope our elders understand, is that when I say this, I'm not saying that like people are blatantly telling us like this is what you're supposed to be doing, and if you're not, you're doing it wrong. But it's just like the emotions that are evoked based on opinions or based on expectations. And so it's really hard to like make decisions for yourself and figure out like what you want to be doing, because you're thinking, well, this person's gonna think that, or this person's gonna feel this way or be upset about it, or whatever it is. And I'm just coming to terms with like, you have to do what's best for you. Like, you can't worry about what someone else is gonna think, because like you're unhappy right now because you're trying to avoid that, or you're like struggling because you're trying to avoid hurting that person's feelings. And I think at the end of the day, anyone close to you who loves you will understand and will come to understand. And so it's like you just have to do what's best for you. And like, I'm a mom, and the thing is, like, for me, mental health affects everyone differently, obviously. And so for me, like, my mental health takes a toll or dictates, or whatever, however you want to say it, on the kind of mom I am, the kind of partner I am, the kind of friend I am. Like, and lately I just haven't had energy for anything. And so like, my kids are suffering while I'm like dealing with that, and not in an extreme, neglectful way, but just like, I could be doing, better. Like, I'm doing good, but I could be doing better. I could be doing great. Like, and so just kind of figuring out what I need to do to my life to be better for them, to be better for myself, to be better for my partner. But anyways, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now with everything I spoke about in that video, kind of. I'm also just coming to terms with like letting go of what society or what people say you're supposed to be doing right now, or you're supposed to be like. So for me, like, being 28 and having kids and what everyone says you're supposed to be doing, and realizing like you've got to figure out what works for you in this situation and like what you actually want to be doing. So a huge example for me that I've recently kind of come to terms with, a huge example of that is buying a house. You have so many people around you at my age and in my situation, like having kids, that it's like, well, buy a house. Like, a house is the next step. Like, you should have your own house by now. Like, you've got to work and get your own house. And I think I just like adopted believing that, and adopted like, yeah, that's our next step. Like, duh, like, we're engaged, we have kids, we're about to get married, like, we have to have a house. And so, pushing that envelope and being like, in a year I can like get to where I need to be, and And then I like lately I've been like, what is the rush? Like what? Like, and it's not that simple, because something we hear all too often, right, is like, you're just throwing, you know, $800 or $900 away anyways, and like away in rent. You could be, you know, paying a mortgage of that amount and owning your own home. But there are other factors to consider, that as much as we want to ignore it because buying a house sounds nice, owning your own home sounds nice, there are factors that you cannot ignore. Like in an apartment, if something breaks or something stops working, you call the landlord, you call the property manager, you call whoever and tell them, and somebody comes out and fixes it. Is it to your liking? Is it how it goes? Absolutely not. And listen, I am definitely the one to speak on this because I have been through some stuff in this apartment. Wait till y'all, I'm posting that video when I'm out of here, believe me. But again, the point is that you are not responsible to fix it. You are not responsible to find the solution or spend the money. In a home, you are, right? So for me, I don't have the funds to like buy a new heater, you know, or a new water pump. Water pump, is that what they're called? Or replace a roof before winter. You know what I'm saying? Like a roof is $10,000 or more. A water heater or like a water heater, that's what it is. And a water pump. I think there's a water pump in there somewhere. But all that stuff, those things are like $5,000. I don't have that, and that is not something I could get easily. I can barely figure out how to get like $300 when I need it. Like, where the hell am I gonna find $3,000 if I have to replace my heater, my water heater? Like, which if we do a cold water, baby, you go boil some water in some pots or something, because we don't got it, you know? And also, my credit score, you know, I'm always upfront, even posting videos. And I know my mom cringes, my elders cringe, because it's like, keep your business to yourself. But my credit score is a 620, right around a 620 right now. And that's what we see, right? Because on the app, we never see what our credit score actually is. They say it's typically 20 to 30 under what you're seeing. Sometimes it'll be right. It just all depends on like when you're looking at it, when it was updated and all that stuff. So my credit score is low. I think a 650 or above, you can get a house. So I'm like close, but also for me, on top of a low credit score is a really bad debt to income ratio. I co-signed Cameron's car. We both have financed cars. And so the problem with that I co-signed is that even though he's paying that and it's his car, I have nothing to do with that car outside of being the co-signer. When you're looking at my debt, it is my debt. It's like I have two cars because, you know, it's counted as debt for me because my name is on it too. So that messes up my income, my debt to income ratio, because I have a lot of debt. I have his car, I have my car, I have my student loans, and I have debt in collections. Debt in collections wouldn't be a huge deal because I haven't paid that shit in like 7 years. So I could probably be like, yo, I'll give you $100 to just delete it, and it would work. Like if you kept calling, trying to get the right person to agree to it. But I also have that's a lie, because I have like 37,000 in student loans from Navient, and then like 3,000 to 4,000 from Sallie Mae, like Parent Plus loans that I took out, one with my dad, one with my stepdad, and I'm like working hard to pay those two off. I've paid so much towards it and it's barely gone down, so that's fun. Anyways, so that's like $45,000 of student debt, let's say. Our cars, like $50,000 to $60,000 altogether. And yeah, that's just the reality of the situation. And so looking at that and thinking like, let's throw a house in there or whatever, you know, it's like, I've started to realize that it's like, girl, there is not a good enough reason to do that right now. Like, and yes, of course, I wish that I would be paying my mortgage instead of rent, of course, because you know, like eventually you're going to have that house paid off and it's yours, right? Like those payments stop at some point, or at least like you'll rent it out and someone else will pay, you know, the bills for that house for you. And so in my personal life, I've come to terms with that's just not my journey right now. You know what I mean? And I realized, while yes, I want a house. Like I said, we all, you know, want those things. But I've realized that I don't want it so badly right now, if that makes sense. Like, I've realized like I'm okay if it doesn't happen right now. Because the thing is too, I don't want to just like raise my score 30 points and then let's see what's out there and get like a crappy deal, or maybe it's not a crappy deal, but like I could have gotten better if I would have just like paused and waited till later, you know, like. And it's funny because I would mostly see like videos talking about how much better it is to buy a house. And lately, for some strange reason, I don't know, Lord, baby Jesus up there, I've been seeing a lot of like videos or content about people being like, I'm just not trying to buy a house right now, like that's just not, you know, an investment I'm trying to make, or like I'm just trying to live in an apartment, and like, you know, all the reasons why not to, which made me realize like, oh wait, there are actually reasons not to. Like, okay, cool. And which is cool. I'm glad. So I'm in this housing program, and you know, I have a really good like advisor or whatever, financial advisor, because she's very much, you know, realistic, and she's not like, you can totally do it in a year. She's like looking at your stuff, I'd say maybe 3 to 5 years. You really got to lower that car note, you know, whether you guys trade one in, whatever you do, like, you know, lowering those student loans, starting to make payments towards them, because I'm not making payments towards Navient, like based on my income or whatever. So she was saying like set up payments with that. But anyways, my whole point in all of this is, as I've already said, but it's just like to really like, if you have to literally physically separate yourself, sit yourself alone, and really think about everything going on and the things that you want, like you, or in my case, even that my family want. Like I'll talk to Cam about things and I'm like convinced he feels a certain way about it, and he's telling me otherwise, but I'm still like, it still feels like you don't. It still feels like you don't. And he's like telling me otherwise, but it's like I'm so stuck on like, everyone else is gonna think that it's this and everyone else is gonna think that it's that. So he must think that way. And you just gotta trust your partner. You just gotta trust that like they're telling you the truth. And I don't know why I trip, because like one thing I will say in our 5 years is Cameron's never been one to hold punches. Like he's never been one to like try to spare my feelings. And like, I mean, he has like time to time, but it's been like acknowledged and like changed. But when I mean like, do you want to do this? And him being like, yeah, just to like please, like no, he'll be like, no, like sorry, you know, like I'm not interested. So anyways, yeah, I just live your life for you. Like at the end of the day, we are the ones who have to live it. You know, you have people who will interject their appointments and then go on about their appointments. Let's try that again. You have people who will interject their opinions and then go on about their business, right? Like you shouldn't do this or you should do that, and then go do something and not care past that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not that these people don't care about you, or it's not that like they're doing something wrong. It's just, my point is, they're living for them. They're doing what works for them. They're not worried about what you're gonna think or how it affects you or what it's, you know what I mean? And so you've got to be able to do the same. There's got to be this balance of like, not, what I'm talking about isn't be selfish and just like no to everyone and I'm only going to do things that benefit and please me. It's finding a balance. Me, I'm a huge people pleaser. Huge. When I make decisions about myself that will affect others, I'm just like, nope. What would they want me to do? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep doing that. Even if I don't want to do it, even if I'm sad about it, even if I'm struggling, they don't want this, so I'm going to do that. And I'm like trying to kind of unlearn that, right? And just be like, there's got to be a balance of like selflessness and selfishness, you know? Like there's got to be a balance of like, I'm not going to sacrifice, you know, myself for the cause, you know, like unless it's worth it. And understanding that like sometimes it's okay for people in your life to bear burdens with you, and it not just be you always sacrificing, always compromising, always making it work, always making do. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Ending my videos the same way all the time. Like the video if you did. And I mean, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I don't even know what to like comment down below this, but really, I really just want to hear from you. Like, what are your thoughts? Where are you at? Are you in a good place? Are you in a bad place? Did last video help or right now? Or does this video help right now? I don't know. And subscribe to my channel for more content like this and the content you see on my channel right now. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.